Ladies and gentlemen, today is a very special day because after what feels like years, finally, there is a person included in this week's Who Would Win that I have been pushing for so long, who I think is such a funny and potentially compelling choice, especially with this matchup. So I am very, very proud to say to you right now that this week's Who Would Win of the Week is Victor Wembanyama versus Stilt Man, the one and only Stilt Man. Now, if I may, I don't get the chance to do this very often, so I brought a little reading material to help us. This is the Marvel official encyclopedia here, so that we can get a few stats.
I got some stats of my own pulled up.
On Wembanyama?
No, of
Stilt Man? Really? Actually, because that reminds me, I meant to look up Wembanyama.
Spiderfan.org.
Okay. Now, here's what I want to say about Stiltsman right off the bat.
We can compare notes.
Because obviously, especially in this fight, this is what I think is going to be really compelling. Wembanyama, because this is supposed to be a fight of tall, lanky beings.
Fellas.
You know what I'm saying? Victor Wembanyama, 6'4", I mean, just the lankiest man alive, a true slender man. Now, Stiltman, whose real name is Wilbur Day, his actual height, because if you don't know Stiltman, which why would you? He has this suit that, you know, has these mechanical stilts that adjust his height so he can get like super, super tall and all that stuff. How tall he actually is?
5'6".
5'10".
Whoa.
But it has been disputed, but 5'10".
Okay, we'll call him
is
5'10".
like the average. So yeah, this is the official material. So we'll say 5'10". And let's see.
I got 5'6", $150. What do you got?
5'10", 185.
Okay, so we'll call him 5'10". We'll give him 5'10", 185. What else you got? I'll let you go.
Well, this is actually kind of interesting here. The maximum length of his suit that his legs can extend is 60 feet.
Dude, I got a bad website.
Yeah.
This one says legs stretch up to 250 feet.
Okay, that's fucking the stratosphere, I'm pretty sure. I mean, we were talking science earlier, but I'm pretty sure that dude, if you're 250 feet in the air, you're in space, I think. Don't check that out. So here's the deal. Wembanyama is the physical specimen in this fight, right? Stiltman is a super villain, but he's kind of just a guy. Hold on, let me get to my point here. Victor Wembanyama, he's actually that tall. He's actually living in this body every day. Now, what I will say about Stiltman is being 5'7", the man has to have the, for lack of a better term, biggest Napoleon complex in history. And I think that's really, really going to motivate him in this fight. Okay, what do you got?
So I'm looking at the Stiltman website. This is a different website that's got some Stiltman facts. And look at the advertisement.
Yep. If you're
on this, what do you think the questions are? So
wait, save that. Let's hold on. We'll do that after this, right? Okay. God, that's gonna be fun as fuck, actually. Dude, honestly, I'm starting to sweat a little bit about that.
But I want to go to other Stiltsman websites because this one also says that he's 5'11", 150 without the suit. With the suit, he can be up to 296 feet tall.
Okay, this is the official encyclopedia, Matthew.
We're going on the official.
That's what we're going to go with the written material here. Comics are a written medium, a paper medium, so that's what we're going to
Wilbur Day, is that his name?
Yeah, Wilbur Day.
Daddy Longlegs was his nickname.
Dude, that's what they call me.
Dude, 5'6", with maximum battlesuit 292. Dude, all of these sites are saying 200-plus feet.
Okay, well, I got this book in front of me, brother, that's telling me otherwise.
I know, but until I see a website that tells me otherwise.
Okay, I'm looking at the book, though, man.
I know, and I'm listening
to the book. This is the official Marvel literature here, and this is relatively new. Yeah, this came out in 2002. This is the most updated encyclopedia that Marvel has published.
Dude. It's another website. Able to stretch up to 250 feet and walk 30 miles per hour, which is the second time I've seen that stat.
That's hilarious. That's very funny because it's not like he's actually walking fast. It's just his legs are so long at that point. That's how quick he can travel.
Dude,
Yeah.
I'm just, dude. 292 again. This
Matthew,
number keeps coming up. I
why are you,
believe you.
focusing on this? I brought this book so that we didn't have to do whatever you're doing right now. We're spending so much time. You're spending too much time on this.
Okay.
We gotta get to the real
We need to
battle
get the
here.
facts right, because I also saw on several of those websites that he can wear his suit for up to 24 hours, like of juice, but then he has to take it off, and it needs to charge for 16 hours.
That sounds about right.
And it says that he's considered a low-grade villain because he's not a very good fighter.
Yes, that's
But
accurate.
His
That's
stilts,
very accurate.
His stilts are not susceptible to be webbed. He cannot be Star Wars.
Really?
That's what the internet said. Like, webs don't affect his stilts.
That's insane. Because he was obviously I've brought my copy of Daredevil #8 into the studio, first appearance of Stiltman. But what happens between Spider-Man and Daredevil a lot later on in like the Spider-Man 200s, Stiltman does show up and is kind of a Spider-Man villain in that case. So Wembanyama, what's he bringing to the table here?
So
really?
Here's the biggest thing, I think.
And he's also, I said he was 6'4". That's not right. He's 7'4".
7'4", 209.
Wow.
Here's my thing with Victor Wembanyama, and I think you kind of already touched on it, is he lives in that body. He doesn't throw on a suit and do that. And not only does he live in that body, but he's a phenomenal athlete. Like, he's very coordinated.
Yeah.
A lot of times when you get people that big, they're not coordinated, especially lanky people. Tall, lanky people tend to lack coordination because their bodies are just so goofy. He is not that. He's got good feet. He's got good hands. He can move. I mean, again, he's a professional basketball player in the best league in the world.
Yeah.
The dude's an athlete. He's got stamina. Like, that's another thing. A lot of big guys can't play a lot of minutes because they get injured. They get worn down. I know he's still young, but he seems to be light enough at 209 for being that tall that, he can play minutes. He can get up and down the court. Again, I don't watch a lot of basketball, but this is just, what I understand about Victor Wembanyama. And on the flip side, with Stilts, man, even if he's 60 feet, I mean, the problem is, even if it's only 60 feet, I mean, that's almost 10 Wembanyamas tall.
Approximately, yeah.
It's probably like 8 Wembanyamas tall.
Yeah. I'd say something like that. But the thing, and Stiltman, he is technically a supervillain. But if anybody could beat any supervillain, it's definitely this guy. Because, again, I think that Stiltman is really going to be fueled by jealousy of Wembanyama more than anything, right? Like, Stiltman is aspiring to gain what Wembanyama already has, that height, that stature, the athletic ability that comes with it when you're a guy like him. And Stiltman is really, again, just has that Napoleon complex that I think is going to aid in his downfall in this. I think it's going to be a big driving factor for him, but I do think that Wembanyama is really going to have an easy time pushing him over.
So I kind of was thinking the same thing early on, is especially with the Napoleon complex thing that you're talking about. I think Stiltsman is going to be very jealous that Wembanyama is naturally the size that he is and kind of try to show off and go outside of what he's capable of doing, and it's going to ultimately lead to him tripping over his own stilts, shall we say, and falling down, which I don't really know how good he is at getting back up. I imagine his arms aren't quite as long as his legs.
Yeah.
So
it's just stilts.
Yeah. The other thing I'll say, though, is, which makes me want to go Wembanyama. That makes me lean heavily towards Victor. However, I'm a big height guy, and the suit, does it have the weight of the suit on there? I saw something about the weight of the suit, and it sounded very, very heavy. It was 4 digits.
Yeah. There's no way
and
it's not.
So I just don't think that Wembanyama can push him over. I imagine though, that like Stiltsman's only method would probably be to try to like squash him like a bug, like step on him. But I think Wembanyama is going to be much quicker than Stiltsman. So really the question is, can Wembanyama like move around for like 24 hours to like pretty much make the suit die and then beat the shit out of whatever the dude's name is?
Wilbur Day.
Wilbur Day.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like he'd be the first one to beat him up.
But he is. But I mean, 30 miles an hour. That's his walking pace.
Yeah,
that's fast.
He is a supervillain, man. Like
But again, we can't trust that because that's at 290 feet. And
right.
We're going based off the Marvel Encyclopedia at 60 foot. So I'm going to take Victor Wembanyama because I think that Stiltsman really has no way of attacking him outside of trying to step on him, and I think Wembanyama can kind of avoid him and really wait the suit out. Like he's going to wait the suit out. I don't think he'll be able to push him over, but either Stiltsman's going to trip over himself trying to squash him like a bug, or Wembanyama can just keep on the move, wait him out, and then eventually the suit's going to have no juice, and then just beat the shit out of him.
Yes, I agree. See, the thing about guys like Stiltman, villains like Stiltman, they always end up shooting themselves in the foot one way or another. And that's exactly what's going to happen here. They're all ego. They're all trying to prove something because they're like such low-tier villains. I mean, it's fucking Stiltman, dude. Nobody takes that guy seriously. And in trying to push against that, all he does is constantly prove that people are correct in saying those things about him. And Stiltsman going up against Wembanyama is going to be no different. So I'm picking Victor as well, 100%, locking him in.
Locking him in. We're locking in Victor Wembanyama. That's a clean sweep. I mean, I don't know that a lot of people will understand the lore of Stiltman, as I don't even.
Well, that's, hopefully this will just bring more eyes to more awareness, more Stiltman awareness.
Yeah,
just
bring back Stiltman.